We're back on the beautiful Seneca PA34. We are in Turin. It was the destination of our last leg. And we will bring the Seneca from Turin to Sarzana, which is in Liguria, near La Spezia. Starting from Torino-Aeritalia Airport. She is my flight buddy. This is the beautiful Seneca 2. Look at this. Okay, let's remove the engine covers, the chocks and the pitot cover here. And let's give a check to the oil level, which is good. And we are a bit tricky to get focus, to have the focus. Okay, this is good as well. So let's jump in. Center view. And close the door. And lock. Okay. So. Let's start with the master switch on. And first thing to do is to check fuel. We have 34 gallons on board, so we might have to get a refill to about 20 to 40 gallons. So let's get the windows smaller. Okay, in VR it's not so user friendly, so let's get this to 19.5 and 19.5, which gives approximately 38 gallons, which is good for this leg. Let's give a refill to the oxygen. This is the weight and balance sheet, so everything looks good. Two passengers on board, so let's close it. Okay, and mixture for reach. Parking brakes are on. Magnetos. Priming. A bit of throttle. Let's go. That's a good start. Navigation light, anti-collisions, lights on. Generators left and right checked. Alternate air moving. Cowl flaps are fully extended, so right check surfaces. Flaps. Let's set flaps to takeoff. And let's turn on the avionics. Transponder standby mode. And let's check the RPM, so fully RPM fully high. So let's load our flight plan, which is this India Lima Mike Alpha to Lima India Quebec Whiskey. Enter, and that's it. So we're going to start from here, follow the runway 28 right. This is the flight plan was saved with a different yes, because I've just updated my ARAC cycle. Understood. So we're going to follow the 28 right heading, and then have a left turn to a kind of downwind course to let's see, to the Tango Oscar Papa VOR, which is only for reference because this is a VFR flight. We are in VMC conditions, even if it's very hot today, so it kind of foggy. You can see that the visibility is 5 miles maximum. It's not a clean day. So, and after Torino VOR, we will move to Genova and then ahead to La Spezia and so on. So this is the first, let's zoom in, the first part of our climb. Okay. We can taxi to runway 28 right here at Torino-Aeritalia. I think it's called like this. Let's check the fuel is okay. So squawk is 7,000 VFR. You can set it to on alt mode. Let's go. Let's hear those beautiful sounds. Set the headset, the VR headset, to 36 frames per second to give a smoother experience, because this plane is not so light on performances, because it is pretty much complex. Runway 28 right, better 28 right. Or brakes. Parking brake on. Let's check magnetos. So 1900 RPM. One, good, 2, good, 3, good, and up 4, good, set our landing lights on P2 heat. We can set it on even if it's a very hot day. Generators are on, transponder on alt mode, flaps on takeoff. The heading bug, we set the runway heading. And we will be following this flight plan only for reference. We can set the frequency of the VOR just for reference. This is Tango Oscar Papa VOR 114.5, and we will set the direct radial to the VOR. This will help us as well. Okay, let's take off. Oh, visibility is light better now. There's something has changed in the real weather. This is very nice compared to a couple of minutes before. So parking brake comes off, and we will set initial. So the manifold pressure will be 40 for the initial climb, then it will be reduced to 34, 35 for the climb. Alright, let's go. Seven knots, rotate, gear up, and flops up. We keep a climb rate of more or less 1,000 feet per minute. Reducing RPM to 2300 and manifold pressure to 35. Keeping runway heading. We can commence our left turn. On trimming. Continuing the left turn until reaching the downwind leg. Those are the hills of Superga. This is central Turin. Let's continue the climb. Downwind leg. JetStream to 1,000 feet per minute, and then we can set the autopilot, so heading mode, heading bug to current heading, and autopilot on and heading mode on. Can keep track of our VOR, this green arrow. set the course to the direct to VR, Turin VR. And now we can switch to navigation. And we have the current frequency inserted, so navigation, and the signal is captured. Flight director, autopilot is always, everything is good. So RPM is 2300. The manifold pressure is 35. All is good, and we can slightly lean the mixture until matching the red line, which is the optimal. So we are more or less at sea. This is for cruise purposes. This is the actual fuel flow. We are perfectly on track, but we have, remember, we have VFR, so we can admire the Alps. Let's get outside for a moment. This is Turin. Beautiful view. It is auto 4XP. Zoom level is 17. Terrain is LiDAR DTM, very 1 arc-second resolution. So the mountains you can see are very sharp indeed. I may want to make a video to explain how to tweak Auto 4XP to give this beautiful scenery. That's the border with France, and we are heading to the Ligurian Alps. Back in. Okay, we overshoot our planned altitude. We will be climbing. For a moment we stay at 5,500, so altitude. I wanted to stay at 5,500 maximum, just to, you know, to see the ground a little bit more, and also because we are following the we should have been at an odd flight level, so 500 and 5,500, because we are heading south. Now we are on a even flight level, 6,500. We can go down to 55, so out, so down here. $5,500 is sufficient to be well above the highest mountains, highest peaks we will encounter. The altimeter is 1019. We forgot to set it properly. Now we're having 1021, so not far. 1021. We can close the cowl flap to gain more speed. Okay, 5,500. Something is loading. What's happening? Okay. So now that we are cruising, we can check the volt values of the manifold pressure and to be kept. So at 75% power, approximately we have a fuel consumption of 23.6 gallons per hour, and being at 2300 RPM at more or less 6,000 feet, we should be at 33 inches of mercury of 33 inches of mercury of manifold pressure. So that's having checked these. We can go here and okay, 33. More or less we are at 75%. 75% of fuel burn. Good. We even get rid of this noise by putting on the headset. You see, this is the headset mode. You barely hear the engine, but I like to hear the beautiful sounds of this plane. Here is the tablet function, but in VR I cannot use this arrow to move to click on the buttons, so I will not use this mode, but I will open the plugin window. So it is habitat tablet, something is crackling. I don't know, maybe it is the external window. Anyway, here we are. So we are in the Asti region, those beautiful hills where we also have a beautiful and what is happening? We have a delicious wine. It's the wine zone here in wine, very famous, Asti. Okay, south of Asti, then this is the Ligurian Alps. We will cross the Genoa harbor, then follow the coastline to La Spezia, and then Sarzana, and this is the here the airport, our destination airport will be more or less here at Sarzana. Here it is a military airport which is also used for civil purposes. Where is it? Should be some here it is, here it is. With the runways, orientation is north-south, so 3618, and we will be landing on the, maybe it will be 36. We're coming from here, and then we will make a straight and landing from the south. Okay, let's close these windows because I believe it's even some problems of crackling sounds or something. So have it at chocolate tablet. Okay, we are still on. We have passed Turin, and our next point will be Genova, so we can keep our heading. So let's switch to the heading mode. Hot day today. External temperature we've got here, and at this altitude we are still having 20, it is 19 degrees Celsius, so at this altitude is pretty much high. We're going to turn the pitot heat off. we could go to the back seats. See the view. As a passenger, beautiful crafted airplane. Check temperatures, levels. Yep. Cylinder head temperature, oil pressure. Everything is on the green range. Fuel flow is good. We are approaching the Ligurian Alps. And we might want to divert to Genova to see the city and the harbor, because our flight plan is slightly north of the city, but we are VFR, so we can go more or less wherever we want. Let's head slightly to the south. You see that? So we can set the landing lights off. I forgot. In real life, we would be vectored by the ATC because we are very close to the Genova Airport, International Airport. So, being a VFR flight, we will be vectored away from the main traffic. Either in terms of altitude or in terms of heading direction, but now only for a sightseeing purpose. We can make a diversion to the city of Genoa. will be following the coastline down to La Spezia and eventually to destination. And there's something has changed in the... Yes, when the weather is changing, it gives some abrupt change in the lighting efforts, which is not good, it's not good for the frames as well. I think that these pauses are due to the sudden change on the weather conditions. Maybe now the Genoa meter has kicked in. So that's the Genoa airport, and the airport is straight ahead. There's a glitch in this version of xplane where when you turn the visual, when I'm turning my head, I can see some glitches on the horizon. The clouds are blinking for a couple of seconds, then when the view is steady, it disappears. I believe this has been already said in the forums. Genova Harbor. Let's descend via 1,000 feet. I think we can go down to 3,500 because we are following the coastline. we are near Rapallo here. This is Rapallo. Beautiful. Next, Chiavari, Sestri Levante, and then here La Spezia. From La Spezia there is this small mountain range, and on the other side the there's this river, and we will be following. No, coming from the south, we have to go down and from here get from the south to the runway. So we'll be following the coastline until this prominence. Your visibility has gotten worse. Let's check the QNH. Local QNH is, let's have a look here, 1018. Sky clear, and the visibility more than 10 miles. Anyway. 1018. It's a beautiful scenery here in Liguria. That's a very scenic coastline. With the mountains and the ridges dive into the sea from pretty much high altitude. Very steep. They are getting very steep into the sea. It looks like a cave. That's beautiful. What is it? It's Levanto. Behind that ridge, there should be La Spezia. Look at the ridges diving into the sea and the small beaches. All the little bays. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, that's the Gulf of La Spezia, and then the second prominence is our reference for the left turn for the approach to the airport. This is La Spezia Harbour, very important military harbour, Italian harbour. Amazing view. can further descend. We can also disconnect the autopilot. We can start our preparation for landing, so mixture full reach, cowl flaps open, landing lights on, ready for 100 RPM. That's the river, and that's the airport. We have the runway inside. Commence our left turn. Beautiful view. That's runway 36. You're down. Flaps, one notch. RPM high. Flaps 2. And flaps landing. Let's keep the blue line. Down. Whoa. We can vacate here. Our parking could be in front of those hangars. shut off the avionics first and mixture cut off. Magnetos, anti-collision lights off and navigation lights off, generators off, fuel off, flaps are in the off position, cowl flaps are fully open. We can set the propeller RPM to feather and shut down the master switch. All right. Great, guys. I hope you liked this flight and you liked this beautiful plane, which in this moment is my favorite general aviation plane for xplane 12. I strongly suggest to get it, to buy it if you like general aviation flying, because this is a study level aircraft and it is very, very, very good. So that's it. Thank you for following as usual, and see you to the next video. Bye bye to everyone.